Greetings YouTube and welcome back to my sketchbook. Now this design, I am very proud to say, is a Stinger style knuckle duster, so it's the kind of thing you carry on a keychain. This is pretty much one-to-one. You hold it like this, it goes between these two fingers, and it's designed to punch with for self-defense, and I'm proud to say that this one was made in the real world. Weapon Collector here on YouTube has a channel and he talks about weapons, and he made this. And that was very, very cool. It was nice to see something I drew, made it into the real world. Here we have kind of a glavy, halberdy kind of, I don't know what the heck this is. I think I did a good job on it. I think I failed. I know what I was trying to do, but I don't think I got there. I think I could have done a much better job on this. But like I said, you can always win. And here's another idea, another Stinger, except this one. You put your fingers here, the portions aren't quite right, so you get 3 stingers instead of just 1. I didn't like that one as much. I was trying for something and I didn't get there. Here we have a double heavy spear. And again, this to me says Dwarven. And here's the same idea of the same theme, but it's in a greatsword. So here we have a greatsword, and I really like that design. And again, to me it says Dwarven. Maybe something used by a cult that is all about directions or lawfulness or something, you know what I mean? Here we go with an interesting mace. It's got 4 of these points plus 1 on the top, and it's all metal, and these are wooden scales. This whole one piece in here, which I thought was kind of cool, and this is just a section in here which is welded in to be shiny for a different type of look. But I thought that was very interesting. It kind of made me think of some things you might actually see out of real tools, and maybe even out of India. And I thought that was kind of an interesting take. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that in real life. Here we have something which is essentially a battle axe. It's got a square ring, but it's still a ring for hanging it up when you're not using it. But I really like the way that one came out. Here we have a wooden war club, obviously made of some heavy, dense kind of wood. The kind of thing you might find in a Polynesian setting, or maybe a setting that doesn't have a lot of iron or metal. Here we go with a double weapon. This is again very reminiscent of a Dwarven device. So I've obviously taken off the design I did a few pages ago that was a battle axe. Here we go with, and I did a very similar sword to this elsewhere, or axe sword thing, but I liked the idea and I wanted to use it again, and I think I did a better job here. I think this looks better, and it definitely appears to be something that would be very effective at chopping and at slashing. Here we have 2 different designs of a similar theme, so these are very similar. So this is a heavy spear, and this is a double weapon of the same, double spear of the same type. So there's a theme here, and that was intentional. Here we go with kind of almost a mirror image in some way. So you have this design with the edges on the inside, and then you have this side with the angle going this way with the flats and the edges on the outside, and it's a battle staff. And I like the way this one came out. I think it was interesting. And here we go with the similar idea as a polearm, a solo polearm with the edges on the inside. And edges on the outside, again, as a polearm. Sometimes I had ideas in my head and I just had to get them out. Now this series of pictures is a little unusual. This was inspired by the bar at the bottom of a YouTube video. I'm watching the circle on the YouTube video feed across the screen, and I'm like, well, you know, at that point, it's about the right size for a guard on a sword blade. At that point, it's about the right size for a nagamaki. I think it's nagamaki. And this way, it's about the size for the spear. So you're looking at the progression of a video feed inspired me to do a series of sketches. So there you go. And this was actually a solid piece showing that the side accents were there. Kind of like some probably stone, maybe precious wood or something. Here we go with a slashing hand blade. So you hold it here, and this is almost one-to-one. And then it was all about kind of like a combat ulu in some ways. Here we go with a heavy mace. So this is what it looks like in cross section. These are triangular in shape. This obviously is the space there. And then this here was the guard, which is also a diamond shape. And there's a hole down there so you could find a way of hanging it when you weren't using it. Here we go with some knives, some double knives. We have curved blades here, cross section of what the handles look like on both of these knives, and this version, which is all about points. So that's about stabbing very quickly, and you can go in either direction. Here we go with kind of a double side that isn't too silly. So you got blades on the outside. I don't really know if I got that right, but I believe that was a request somebody asked me, so I filled it. Here we go with an unusual idea. There's a core of wood in here, and on top of that core has been placed two halves of shaped steel. So these two clamshells come in here and they're riveted in place, and then these are pointed but not sharp. So you end up with this heavy war club with a metal in the exterior with a wooden core. I don't know if it would work, but I thought it was interesting, and I don't remember what the inspiration was, but I wanted to do something that was different. Here we go with another battle staff, a very simple end on that, and then a heavier slashing blade on this end. I think in some ways my designs got simpler over time in many regards, not all regards. Sometimes I did silly things anyway. Here we go with a wooden great club, and again, a very Polynesian vibe there, maybe dark sun, that would fit right in there. Here we go with a great axe, or a heavy battle axe, going with pointy things and slashy things. That would not be as effective. These two, however, would be. Oops. Here we go with trying to come up with an idea for a double weapon that uses the theme of a Makana, but wanted to make it a little more feasible. So you end up with some metal blades on either end, this paddle tape shaped design, and this is a section of what the head would look like. And this would be appropriate for a setting where you don't have a lot of metal, where metal is uncommon. So I kind of like that idea. And on this side we have a double section. This was the idea was you take a sword blade, and you take a dagger blade, and you make a battle staff out of it. And I thought that was kind of cool.